Marshall from International Eurasia Press Fund. Discrimination of any kind is abhorrent and should be resisted under all circumstances. It's also vital that we focus our attention on genuine cases of discrimination and intolerance, avoiding tendencies to find elements of discrimination where there is actually none. At the outset, allow me to respectfully observe that speech delivered by keynote speaker Madam Isabella Sarkisyan, in my view, was a repetition of the carefully constructed official Armenian narrative full of claims with no leg to stand on. Today I would like to draw your attention to two separate yet interrelated cases and submit a recommendation on the basis of their comparative merits. The first one involves the Armenian residents of the Karabakh region of Azerbaijan. As we know today, many decided to leave the region during the past 2 weeks after Azerbaijan restored its de facto sovereignty over Karabakh. The suggestion that the Armenian residents of Karabakh are being ethnically cleansed or forcefully expelled, in my view, is both irresponsible and inaccurate. Reports by the international media with access to Karabakh and the RCRC indicate that they have found no instance of this community being forced from their homes. The United Nations team on the ground stated that no violence was enacted against ethnic Armenians and that civilian infrastructure was left intact. It is very strange that those Armenian politicians, experts and activists who advocated the massive evacuations of Armenians from Karabakh are those who currently describe the self-same departures as ethnic cleansing. The second case is a relatively old one, and it relates to the tragic episode of the mass expulsion of Azerbaijanis from their ancestral lands in modern-day Armenia on the basis of ethnic discrimination during the late 80s. That was a genuine case of ethnic cleansing, rendering modern Armenia a mono-ethnic nation. Unlike the Armenians in Karabakh, they have never been encouraged to return. In fact, their presence is viewed as undesirable by many in Armenia. I recommend the OSCE to urge the governments of Azerbaijan and Armenia to work closely and build an atmosphere of trust. Azerbaijan's attempts to reintegrate the Armenians in Karabakh should be encouraged. It's also vital that Baku and Yerevan work on an interstate arrangement enabling the dignified and voluntary return of Azerbaijanis to their ancestral lands in Armenia. Many years ago, former Armenian President Robert Kocharyan infamously said that Azerbaijanis and Armenians are genetically incompatible and cannot live together. This was an extreme case of abhorrent racism and pinnacle of discrimination. It is not just that Azerbaijanis and Armenians could peacefully coexist, but they also could cooperate and collectively build a solid foundation for regional integration and peace in the South Caucasus. Thank you very much.